You are to be interrogated by the Divine Seer. Stand back.
Alvis! What are you doing here?
I see. So that is why you are here.
Is Melia okay? We didn't mean to cause her any trouble.
Rest assured, she is fine. The real reason you have been detained is not because you are outsiders.
You don't mean...
Yes. The Monado. You see, the High Entia and the Monado go back many years. Millennia, in fact.
Ah.
Leave everything to me. I shall see to it that you are not held for long. We cannot have the saviors of Her Highness treated as criminals now, can we? Free these people. I shall take responsibility for their actions whilst inside the capital. They are now guests of the Imperial family.
Sir!
I am required to report to His Majesty. Otherwise, I would escort you around the capital. Use this room at your leisure. You are free to roam the city or stay here and rest. Farewell.
Hold on, Alvis. I need to ask you...
Be patient. I know what it is you wish to ask. Do not fear. You will learn when the time is right.
The life of the rich. So where are we going?
Anywhere but here. I'm bored of this stuffy room.
Okay then.
Ricky, find Melly for Shulk.
Ricky, wait.
Your Eminence.
What God want?
If you're after Alvis, he's gone.
What? Where did he go?
What happened?
We received an SOS from a small squadron repairing a transporter at Aerith Sea, but the transmission was interrupted, and we have lost all contact with the squadron.
Sounds like they need our help.
Shulk and Ricky go help. Ricky and friends help people in trouble.
Of course. We're happy to help.
But you're outsiders.
Soldier man, not worry. Hereupon Ricky is here to save the day.
It is most appreciated. We need all the help we can get.
Hello and welcome back to Fantasy Menial Task Force. We're going to be rescuing an engineer this episode, but first we are going to go and see what's wrong with everyone else in the building and admire the decor. It's quite pretty in here. Alcamoth, although it's both the inside, the palace, and the outside areas on the reefs and the water and stuff, although it's gorgeous and actually quite nice to run around, doing quests in this area is quite obnoxious. I don't know why. There's a lot of interpersonal quests rather than being mostly monster-based quests. But finding people in this place is really difficult, even when you've got guides in front of you. But then having said that, you shouldn't have to play an area of the game with a guide in front of you. For some reason, people are just really hard to find. They don't really show up on the map until like you're stood on them. And a lot of the side quest story based lines tend to involve running around, see lots of different people at lots of different times, and it's just really fiddly which I think's a shame because it's a really nice area. I think we can see more as well why, if this is where Melia comes from, why people have been referring to her as Bird Lady, since everyone else has massive wings on their head. Still haven't seen hers yet though, so maybe they're hidden, or maybe they're very tiny on girls. I'm not entirely sure I speak to any female people. I think the guard are all male.
Yes?
This is another annoying thing. A lot of the quests will refer to particular islands. Some of the islands only appear on the map as numbers or referenced differently. And also, as you saw earlier, we kind of get out and about on the islands using the super laser warpy things. And if you're anything like me, you will get lost and go in the wrong direction several times. And it can just be a bit of, especially when you're mapping out new areas, just a bit of a pain in the arse to find your way around and get anywhere quickly. I do have the sense of direction of plank of wood, pretty much. I mean, if you wanted to know which way something was, if you attached a plank of wood to a piece of string and span it, it would give you a more reliable direction to go in than me. When I'm out and about with friends, people use me to eliminate alternatives to where we should go. People ask me and then that instantly gets crossed off the list. One thing I do like in this area, every female character that you do come across is some form of scientist, pretty much. I kind of think that it would have been less jarring to have some kind of jobs board or quest board. I know a number of other games have done it, where you can go up and collect all these monster type quests unless they're related in some way to the characters or, say, a unique. I find it a bit jarring, really. You turn up to these new places and instantly lots of people ask you to do things. The rest of it's so well integrated. I just think it would be a bit better if instead it was an open board or something and not connected to all the people you're running around and talking to.
Yes?
Hello? Hello?
I really felt at this point that my current aesthetic was not doing the LP justice. This, however, I think this worked. Our current trio set up as Riki, Shulk and Dunban is basically going to be, for this next section, based on the idea that if we kill it before it can hit us, we'll be fine. I think we've collected enough of people's problems. I will fail to jump on some grass and we'll have to go save an engineer.
Yes.
This demonstrates what I mean about both the general map and travel mechanism here being a tiny bit confusing, and also me being an idiot because I'm already a bit confused at going in the wrong direction. However, this gives us a handy landmark for later. We'll be coming back here, and it's just a lot nicer to walk straight across. I know lots of people will comment in some form saying that travel around here is easy and you can see where you're going. I do know it's just with the additional factor of me being a complete twerk when it comes to movement, not in a straight line, then it just becomes impossible. I've decided to condense down my trip across to wherever the hapless engineer is hiding into a series of shorts. We hit some things. We hit some ethereal things.
Here I come! Need this! Shook! Leave it to...
We found some blue glowy things that someone will want later for things. I murdered some things in robes, and then some things popped out of the floor, and it nearly all went tits up. Especially when another orb decided to join in. But we killed it, and then we looted things. Just, you know, repeat for say 7 or 8, maybe 16 islands as I got lost and went in circles. I finally found my way across.
Yes?
I do apologise if you can hear the rain, by the way. I also apologise for the bird bum. This bit was kind of tricksy because I thought obviously we were going to have to come up here and go across, because the exclamation mark for where the engineer supposedly went is behind this building. But no, it turns out we came up here for no reason, and we actually need to go down and then behind the building. Even though we cannot see or do the hearts to hearts yet, we do, when we find them, tag them, and there is a list accessible in the same section as tutorials and stuff that will tell us their location and things like who they're actually supposed to be between and how much people have to like each other. Not only do they fill in some extra content between characters and flesh people out a bit more, but some of them, your characters won't like each other enough to go and have those chats, or you won't even have the characters until many hours after you've been in the area. Like, I think there's still ones that I haven't unlocked available in the first 2 colonies. And it just gives you an extra reason to go back, and then when you go back you get to discover things that have changed as bits of the gameplay's changed. Not bits of the gameplay, as the story's progressed and bits of the game world has changed. And also go back and find or re-find the higher level areas. Because one thing I'll be showing off soon is even in our first colony, where we started everything at the tiny level 1, there is a cave I accidentally wandered into that's populated by level 30 and 40 stuff. But you end up travelling so far and doing so much that it's quite likely you wouldn't really think to go back and re-explore and redo things. And I think having the hearts to hearts, instead of being completely linear as you go through the game and level up and character affinities increase, but instead being more scattered, is just a more engaging way to do it.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Now, this little fight can be a pain. These guys are a little stronger than normal, and there's also more of them than you'd normally encounter in one group. I was actually surprised when I did it first time. One thing, if you'll look, one of the reasons Riki makes such a good all-rounder, including tank, is he already has twice as much health as everyone else. He hasn't been levelled in any special way, and I haven't given him any special kit, magic, or gems, anything like that. He's just really small and healthy. These guys also have a really good synergy off the bat and pretty much crank out chain attacks from the get-go.
Too much pressure here.
How can this be?
You can do it! Ricky's so excited, gonna burst!
Hero pod on the rampage!
Ricky's
We can definitely do it!
It's psychics! Follow Ricky! Ricky Sneaky! Hero Dun Dun Go!
I like the way the engineers kind of just stood there watching, not reacting.
Okay, guys. Now we're not bad.
Ricky was cool, yes?
We are at one with the battlefield. Backslash.
Friends, come this one!
Okay. Split it. Yeah. All together now. Good call, Soul.
Hiya! Ricky Sneaky!
All right. I'm feeling it.
The
time is now. One in a world of we can definitely do this! Against the odds! Amateurish!
Dun Dun!
That's awesome! Leave this to me! I see it. How can this be?
Monster! Ricky's your secret number!
We seized our future!
Friends, thump this one!
Roger! Okay!
Monster!
Electric Gunbuster!
Light kill! Monster! Hero Pon Blitz! Great!
Save it from harm!
Go, go, go! Hero Pon! Dun Dun!
Leave it to me! Worldly Smash! Shook! Okay, my turn! It's not over yet!
Leave it to Hero Pon! One more!
Leave it to me! Gale Slash! Good job, everyone! Let's press on!
Not bad! Not bad!
Are you that?
And that is the extent of my discussions with the Homs that accompanied Melia here.
I still cannot believe it. How could a Telethia have grown to such power?
And what is your conclusion, Seer?
That the Telethia were able to gain such power due to the high levels of ether in the region. In other words, our ether protection is weakening.
And so it begins. The resurrection of the Bionis. What of the Monado?
I cannot see. My sight is hindered. However...
Speak, Seer.
It is not certain that the Monado will bring about our destruction. While my sight is hindered, I have seen a slither of light. Is your Majesty not aware of this light as well?
Are you referring to Melia?
And the young man, Shulk.
Could it be that the boy is trustworthy after all? Kallian, we are on the cusp of a significant moment. The investiture ceremony must take place as soon as possible.
Your Majesty, since the ministries are already in agreement, we may be able to bypass some of the formalities.
Indeed. But she must still earn the blessing of the people.
Might I suggest the trial of the tomb?
First Consort, such a ritual has not been conducted for generations.
We have simply not had a need for it until now. And I feel she is more than equal to the challenge.
Mother, the tomb is dangerous. Our records show that many potential successors lost their lives performing the ritual.
That child fought and beat the Telethia. It is my belief that she is more than strong enough. Besides, if it was revealed that she avoided such a responsibility, her reputation among the people would be irreparably damaged.
I must protest.
The First Consort is right. There is much risk, but the rewards are greater. It would seal the people's love for her. Summon Melia. Her thoughts must be heard.
I accept. If I am to lead the High Entia despite my mixed heritage, if I am to succeed the throne, then I accept what must be done.
I expect nothing less of my successor. The path to greatness is fraught with danger. This shall be your statement to Bionis.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You are not fit to be Empress. Not now, not ever.
Oh, looks like we got them out of a scrape.
Shulk, Ricky tired. Ricky sleeping castle now.
Good idea. Let's head back to the capital.
The sooner the better.